Hello, vlog. Welcome to my guys. Uh, Finally, it's time for me to post this video, make this video, and post it online. This was a heavily requested, heavily sought after topic. What is life as an ETO? What is the journey like? Is it a good career for me? This is the most anticipated asked question, and I think this is a very, very good time for me to share my experience and frankly put it online because I am here in Mumbai, uh, just attempting my ETO COC, and I've completed 3 contracts now on an offshore vessel in the sea. And so I think I have a very good idea. I was not in this industry initially. I've come from IT, and I've done machine learning. I've worked as a Python developer, and I've worked as a web developer. All and so I think I would have a great set of things to share with you. So sit back and this is all I learned so far as an ETO. Right. So let's start from the starting. Which college to join? You should have done BTech. That let's start with eligibility. You should have done BTech because diploma in electrical or electronics, they do not the top colleges do not accept anymore because they get much better quality of candidates from who have done BTech, right? So you should have done BTech. Your age should be below 28 years, and yeah, basic fitness and medical. So in medical, lots of people have questions. I had a surgery where I broke my bones. They had to do a surgery and put nails there, so I have screws in my bones, and I'm perfectly working fine in the industry. And so that's about your covers about your medical. I'll cover it a bit more later on. And uh, and they'll do basic medical tests like basic liver, kidney, blah blah blah. So should you join this industry? I was irritated when people used to say, or to my question, they would say it depends, but I would do the same thing. It depends heavily. Do you like hands-on work? Imagine you are a truck mechanic and you are riding on the truck. This truck is moving and this truck breaks down. You have to repair the truck, but while also being on the truck. This truck is moving, you have to repair the truck with the spare parts on the truck while it's moving. That is the kind of job that you are signing up for. It's very hands on, it's very messy. You have to get your hands dirty. My hands are full of grease most of the times, but also it's highly satisfying. You have great friendships, camaraderie between your crew, and it's a great profession to be in if you hate toxicity, politics, because that's what I was like. And IT was just disappointing me left and right. And now I am working with Europeans who have great civic sense, have great sense of basic professional sense on how to be. And no sir, no, I've not called my seniors sir anytime. I would be heavily I would be scolded if I do that. If I call somebody sir or ma'am, we just call each other by name. And so that's the kind of morals or ethics that these guys have, the Europeans that I work with on in my contracts. And and that is the life you get if you can get your hands dirty. And so I'll tell you exactly what my experience was, and then you'll get a better idea of how your life will be. But I would say go for it. They have a lot of opportunity, vacancy. People are constantly looking for ETOs. But at the same time, if you do not have any experience on a ship, nobody is looking for you. You are not wanted at all. So it heavily depends where you start your career from in this merchant navy. Otherwise it can be a very grueling experience where with people stuck on ships, like in Saudi Arabia, people stuck with passports is the same situation on ships. People who do open CDC do not go to college or go to a third tier college, which honestly does not provide any support. And also people are cruising in Antarctica on expedition cruise. People like me, we are working on offshore building windmills and solar panels in the sea in US, in Amsterdam. And then there was one time when US military was tasked our vessel to pick up shrapnel of their helicopter in South China Sea, and then the South China Navy. So these kinds of situations, which is like great story material, also at some times. So how did so okay, the colleges first. Which college to join? If you are working anywhere and you have a BTech degree and are not over 28 years, and I think it's 29, 30 years also in top 4 or 5 colleges, depends, please check. Then you should opt for Anglo Eastern, Great Eastern, Tolani, Samudra. Just go for these. Maybe I skipped a few, but just apply these in these colleges. It's not very tough to crack, but it's also not easy because, for example, Anglo used to take 40 people in a year from all over India, right? So also not a lot of people applying, but they just used to take 40 people. So it's also a little bit, it's a struggle to really pass the exam if you are not prepared. So go for these top colleges. Why I'm asking? Okay, let's. Now we've moved on to a much wider view, right? I think you might enjoy it more. Let me check. Yep, we are on a wide view now. Now, the reason I'm stressing about choosing a good starting in Merchant Navy with a good maritime school, with a good college, is very much to do with the industry itself. In industries like the IT, in if you want to be a web developer, if you want to be data science, in these industries, where you start from does not matter much. What matters is your portfolio, your skills, what things you have done, which you can show. In Merchant Navy, it does not matter your skills, your portfolio, how your experience, your days spent at sea matter more. This is a very hands-on job. Think of like a truck mechanic that has done uh, tens of courses but has never touched a truck, and he's a mechanic. He has to fix a very expensive truck that I bring it to him. Will he be able to do that? Will I trust him with that? It's the same thing here. It's a expensive truck, a ship. It's an expensive truck. There are spare parts on the ship, so you have spare. Think of it like spare parts on a truck, and the truck is moving, and you are trying to repair the truck. That's the kind of job, and you have to get your hands dirty. And as an ETO, you are specialist in electrical, but you have to know about all the truck, how a truck functions, how a diesel engine is, and why does it have those sensors, and what's the problem with DPF. And I'm talking about diesel engines a little bit. Don't mind me. So this is the kind of job you are signing up for. It's not a desk job. It's not going to be easy. It's a tough job, like the military, but no respect from society. That's what you are signing up for. That's why the salaries are so high. That's why you, as an Indian, get to work with great Europeans. That's why you get to roam around the world. That's why you, when everything is paid for, every course that you do, your company pays for, every training, even till COC, every course, every certificate was paid for by me. My visa was paid for by me. My medical certificates are all paid for by the company. And that's why you get great hotels to stay in when you go to Taiwan, Amsterdam, 2 or 3 days. When you arrive, all other people are arriving, and you all meet and then board the ship. So till the time you meet, you stay in great hotels, you roam around. That's why you get all this. So choose a good college. After choosing a good college, you always have the guarantee that you will get a ship after completing your course, after completing your 4 months. This is a 12 months course, 4 months in your college and 8 months in sea as a cadet, as a trainee. After which you get to do what I am doing, which is come here and give exams. And if you pass, you get your certificate COC. And after COC, only your experience number of days grows up and your salary grows up, your post does not grow. So choose a good college. Your 4 months at the college will not matter much, but also if you choose a good college, all the great instructors, like people who have been in LNG, who have been in tankers and great companies, they come here, sit, and for 3 or 4 hours explain all of those experiences and things to us. People who have got great salaries are here. People in the Navy who have great stories to tell are our instructors for these STCW courses, for example, after our 4 months. So, if you get in a good college, it's a great start. It's very necessary for merchant navy. There are people who have struggled a lot, and they say merchant navy is really bad, and there are people who are thriving, who just have amazing lives. And these stories are, tens of thousands of stories, and that's the difference. Where you start, how you start. And it's not like people cannot be successful. They eventually are successful in this career. The number of days you spend in the sea doing your job is directly proportional to your wealth accumulation, your respect, your demand. But if you do not have someone giving you ship after your course, after your college, then it's just a struggle, right? Then people have slowly developed some negativity, families negativity. So just go for these four colleges: Anglo Eastern, Great Eastern, Tolani, Samudra, SCI, uh, Shipping Corporation of India, or Samudra. And uh, subscribe to this channel if you want to know how to crack exam for Anglo Eastern, because I'll be talking to my friends, compiling all that data. After you have cracked your exam, everything is on autopilot. You go for 4 months to your MTI. They are not looking for much physically. They are looking if you can run, at least climb stairs when you are on the ship. It's a very physical job. You have to carry your tools and not fall down. So they are trying to see if you can run, carry your things. Not much. I was not very flexible. I was fat. I didn't have great stamina, but just follow it with discipline. If they ask you to run, just run for like a mile. And that's about the physical. I think they were honestly testing if we are mature enough, if we are disciplined enough, that we can follow instructions. And that's all that they require in these 4 months. Apart from that is your studies, what they teach you. Honestly, it does not matter much. Anything they tell you cannot be equal to the experience, hands-on experience that you will have. Again, think of it like a truck mechanic. Any book that he reads is not going to impact him so much that he becomes an expert mechanic. But of course, when he eventually becomes a very good mechanic, then all the theory that he knows is a good add-on. It's like achar, it's like pickle on top of his knowledge. And so in these 4 months, they'll teach you how to trace a wiring diagram, which is very important. All they have is manuals on the ship. And also why they teach you all this, I'll explain this to you. The ship, what does the ship expect from an ETO? Well, the ship will, and earlier there used to be no ETO on a ship, especially before 2010. There was no Manila Amendment, there was no official post as an ETO, but many ships were becoming electrical, so they were unofficially bringing in a person. Because what used to happen is, for every small maintenance on a breaker, for example, so that the breaker is very expensive, and the VFDs are very big and expensive, and these e-motors are very expensive, so they would rather maintain it, right? For basic greasing and basic maintenance, they had to bring in somebody from the outside. Now, to bring somebody from the outside is very expensive. First of all, you have to arrange their hotel, you have to arrange their CTV, which will bring them from the shore to the ship, and then you have to arrange, and then they charge a lot for a day's worth of work, right? Because they are not contractual, so they charge a lot. And it's also not that the charge, maybe 10% is going to the person who is working, 90% goes to the company. So what they did is they started hiring people who are good in electrical, who can do the basic maintenance. At least they don't have to call somebody from outside, who can repair bulbs and wiring, and they can trace a few things. And if it's something which needs training, then at least they can inform that to the company. Hey, this is what I think the problem is in the system, and this is why I think it is, and according to the manual you have to do this. We do not have the tools, or we do not have the expertise. Please send in somebody. And then when somebody else comes, they can supervise if they are doing a good job, if they are not you know bypassing some safety. So that's why you are on the ship. You are not expected to solve each and every electrical problem, because frankly you cannot. And even if you are experienced, not expected to take on the whole electrical of the ship. You're just there for being a person on the company side, right? So what they will teach you in these 4 months in your college is wire tracing your wiring diagrams. And then also on the they will teach you about the engine side, which is not your job. It is the engineer's job, the chief engineer, second engineer, third engineer. Starting from the bottom, they rise up. But if you do not know the engine, you will never understand why this sensor is placed there, or which is an engine block, which is the cylinder head, pistons. It's just like a diesel engine. Diesel engine has DPF, right, and EGR in your cars. Similarly, in ships engine, you have various parts like a turbocharger and blower and lube oil cooler and filter, and all these parts have sensors and wiring. And if you do not know what we are talking about, how will you trace the wiring or the sensors to where they are? How will you know why it works and where is it located? You need to know the engine as well, a little bit, at least the basics. So that is what they will teach you about the engine side, about main engines, boilers, exhaust gas reclaimers, about incinerators that burns garbage, sewage treatment plants. In wiring diagrams, they will teach you wiring control wiring diagram of almost all cranes and pumps and star delta starters, because if something goes wrong, because contactors go wrong a lot, then you should be able to trace and fix. And then they'll also teach you the nomenclature of a ship. You do not call a kitchen, you call it a galley. You do not call it a floor, you call it a deck. You do not call it a terrace, you call it a monkey island. You do not say left right, you say port side starboard. So if you are going there saying left and right, people will laugh at you, and you will not understand. Even if there's a big fault, you will not be able to reach to the fault, because on the radio they'll say it's DG number 3, and you should know that DGs are numbered from port side to starboard, 1, 2, 3, 4, from port side to starboard always, and from front to back if there are machines arranged in that manner. So and they'll say it's the port side DG number 2. You will not be able to reach there if you do not know the nomenclature about what is heave, tilt, uh, you know, uh, I don't know, I'm forgetting the terms myself, but you should know the basics. Bollards and winch, hitches, what are these? You should know the basics. So they'll teach you those basics. After these 4 months of great time, uh, you will go through STCW courses. These are mandatory to be in the sea. These are about firefighting, medical first aid, and so on and so forth. Security duties. If someone climbs on your ship and is not part of the crew, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to do it? Basics STCW courses. If you go in a great college, like I mentioned, like from for example my college, they will make you do it from their own money, from their own side, and everything paid for you. They will make you attend the GTFC, OTCO. It was included in our 4 lakh fees that we paid for these 12 months of training. 4 months in the college and 8 months in the sea. So they'll make you take this GTFC for gas tankers, basic safety and firefighting courses, and OPCO for oil tankers. Again, basic safety and things you should know about oil and how it expands and all the risk factors. And then, for example, me, I got a chance to interview for Buscalis, so we went through helicopter training, and then CA, EBS, SCBA, basically training for that, and tens of other courses for asbestos, and I do not even remember a lot of courses. These are the basic courses you need. So you'll go through these safety courses. Again, after our safety courses, again Anglo gave sent us to AMTC, Anglo Eastern Training Center here in Mumbai, and paid for our hotels, by the way, so that we could attend training in Anglo Eastern. And that's how much they spent on you, because they know they are going to send you on their own ships, and they want good people to be working on their ships. So that's how they will honor you for your commitment of going through this course. And after all of this is done, you will apply for your US visas, CD1 or something, because my US visa is different. We just stay near the shore and keep building windmills and solar panels in the sea. So C1D, I think that's what it's called. C1D is a passage visa. If you go to the US, you are allowed to transit through US, right? If you are staying on a port in US, you need this visa, but you are just staying there for delivering cargo. You will move out soon, right? So that's C1D. But we constantly stay there where the windmills are being installed. We do not move out of the port of US. So for us, there was a different visa. So I would not be able to talk about C1D. But maybe one of my friends will explain to you how that works. And so B1 visa, Netherlands visa, and all these medical that you have to go through from the company. A lot of documentation. Maybe I'll make a separate video about the documentation. It's like 35, 40 documents, It's on all on a list. Maybe I'll make a separate video. After this documentation, you get your ship, and it's a great experience. For the first time you are going on an international flight, at least for most of us. It's a first time you are going through immigration. Please arrive 3 hours before on the airport. Lots of people missed their first flights. Not lots, but a few did. So please arrive early. And this is the first time you are going outside, you are staying in a hotel. It's a surreal feeling if you are not from a very Ambani background. And it's amazing to be outside of India for the first time and seeing the world, how different how different people and things can be. And then you join your ship and you slowly learn what the culture is like, what people respect, and honesty and great great physical ability they respect a lot, great sense of humor they respect a lot, and great knowledge. If you have knowledge, it's always respected. It's a very honest, on the face industry. If you are not doing good job, they'll not be nice to you. If you are an electrician who does not know his job, or does not know what to say no to, that no, this is not my job, I'll not do it, this is this does not it's a waste of time. If you cannot say no on their face, even that will be something which you will struggle with. So this is the kind of industry you are going into. Hands-on, repair things that are starting to break down. It only comes with experience. Theory cannot teach you that. Theory and design and mathematics can teach you how to design a ship, not how to maintain it. So this is how you. This is the. I think I've covered all of it. After completing, again, if you are an ETO, you have to complete 8 months in the sea, and Anglo gives you a stipend of around $1,000. Some of my friends get $700 a month. It's not something to be discussed, so I'll not share my exact payroll. But after completing your C time, you come here in Mumbai to give your exams. And also, there's a process to it. You have to get clearance from your school, then you apply in the MMD for clearance. And before even that clearance, you have to complete your advanced STCW, like medical first aid and advanced firefighting, and three courses, and also high voltage management, fourth course many people do, so that it gets printed on the COC. So I've completed all four courses. And then you get clearance from your school, and then you come here to the MMD to submit your documents, or you can also mail them. But in that case, if there's something which you are missing, some of the documents, they'll not be able to provide feedback, and you have to mail it next time, in the next batch. They'll just tell you on the mail what the problem was. So it's always better to come here and submit your documents for clearance before giving exam. Before giving exam, you have to prove that you have done the C time. Your company has to give that letter, and tens of other documents. So after you have all these documents and you get clearance from your college, that's also one of the documents. And then you apply for your examination, that please check that I'm eligible for the examination and give me clearance. You get this final clearance, and then you can book your seats for the exam. And that's all there is to it, I think, so far. uh, Drop in any comments, I guess, if you have some questions. I'll be moving on, going, enjoying Mumbai for now, because I worked a lot in the sea. It's like Big Boss sometimes in the sea. All these people constantly fighting hard when things are going wrong. Some machine breaks. It's tough sometimes. Uh, Maybe I'll talk about offshore. Is offshore a very good industry? Because many of my friends just chose LNG and LPG. They have a comfortable life. But also where I work, they have huge VFDs which are the size of a room. It's even called E-room. E-room is full of one big VFD and controllers and big breakers, and a small computer which has a PLC which manages all of that. So maybe I'll talk about offshore once. And in offshore, there's no main engine. There's just diesel engine, four of them, which controls high voltage, which controls all the four thrusters, and the two bow thruster and stern thrusters. And that's all there is to it, because these are DP ships, dynamic positioning. They have to stay at that position, and they get the data from wind sensor, from this high pap, from lots of sensors, ultrasonic wind sensor, and also redundant systems. Three ultrasonic wind sensor, one on the port side, one starboard, one for backup and reference. So these are very complicated ships. I am extremely glad to be working in offshore, which is construction, and maybe that's this is a different video altogether. Maybe I'll cover it sometime, and I hope I was able to solve your anxiety, if you had any, of whether you should join, you should become an ETO or not. I've told you all the things that you will have to go through. Once you clear your exams and you are eligible, it will be a cruise till the time I am till the point I am standing. Like once you clear your exams, you will get your loan right away. All these banks, they know that these top colleges are. I recovered my course, Maritime Institute study, or the price of 4 lakhs in just 4 months when I started as a cadet, when I started my contract, and I've done 10 months now. So within 4 months, I recovered all that money, and they give you a letter stamped which says he has been selected for Anglo after completing his course. If he does so satisfactorily, he will get this and this much stipend. We guarantee it. He will get ships. We guarantee it. So they make a letter for the banks. You'll easily get a loan. You just have to clear the exams. You get a loan. You come here for 4 months. Everything is taken care of. Every food, every instructor, and you have a great life. After 4 months, STCW taken care of in the institute itself, GTFC OPCO in the institute, and then training here in AMTC, everything taken care of, hotels, and then visa. Maybe the visa you have to do yourself, but the visa basic, and then medical again taken care of. Maybe the only the visa you have to do a few things, have to do yourself. You cannot expect people to babysit you for especially when you are doing this for your own career. And then you get a ship, you climb on a ship. Again, Anglo provides you that, or your company, whichever good college you are a part of, will give you that. And companies will come there because these are the top colleges, right? So they obviously will come there. And then you go on a ship, you perform good, you go back, otherwise you change ships. And then 10 months later, or maybe 20 months later, wherein half the time you were on the ship, when you have completed 10 months, you will be here exactly where I am. And after this, you get your COC, and your value skyrockets because now you have experience, you have sea time, and on good ships, international ships with international safety standards. That is where you